Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Roxy Bennett for those of you who are new, and this is my ponytail page. So on this channel, I share how I do my clients' ponytails. I share all the products I use, all the tools I use, and there is no gatekeeping over here. Some videos I talk through and some I just let you sit back and watch, but I'll definitely be in the comment box below answering any of your questions that you may have. So in this video, I'm doing another braided ponytail. And to be honest, guys, I do a lot of braided ponytails. It's actually my favorite style to do. I love doing braided ponytails. I love to achieve a neat braided ponytail. So in my opinion, I definitely mastered it. Just watch and learn if you guys are learning, or let me know what you guys do differently when it comes to your braided ponytails. So my client here, my beautiful client, her hair is natural for the most part. I'm just giving her like a light press out, one pass. I blow dried her hair. Her hair is not too thick, so I didn't need to press it as much. I used a flat iron that I got from Walmart. It's a Revlon flat iron. I don't remember the make or model or anything like that. I'll definitely be going back to my Babyliss Titanium Pro flat iron. I always mention that, but I'm gonna order one today. It's the blue one, guys, but in 1.5 inch I'll be getting. I'll let you guys know when I do get it. I'll show you guys in my next video. Anyway, because her head is fairly small, her hair is fairly light, I just put her hair into one ponytail, one starter ponytail. I call it like a placeholder ponytail. And I did show her where the ponytail will be falling before I started molding it. So this is the position the ponytail is going to be. I'm rubbing in my hand some Murray's hair pomade or Murray's wax, just to kind of get the flyaways out the way, to kind of set her hair in the position. And it also causes for like a softer mold, in my opinion. So I use a little bit. I didn't put it throughout her hair. It's really on the surface of her hair, and I love to use it to get a nice soft mold. I'm able to comb through it, remold it after even using hairspray. So it gives it a softer mold, like I mentioned. So I kind of left out some baby hairs for her to just to kind of, give her a little bit of character. Everyone does baby hairs now. This is nothing new. So I left a little bit out. I did ask her if she wanted some. She said yes. And let me know if you guys do ponytails. Do most of your clients think they have a big forehead? As soon as I ask them if they want baby hairs, they always say, "Oh yes, I need baby hairs because I need to cover my big forehead." And I'm just like, why does everyone think they have a big forehead, even the ones that don't have a forehead? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, so I'm going in with the Ebin hairspray. It's the black spray that you just saw me spray. I think it's their strongest hold. I like using that one. I tried to go back to the red one. However, it just doesn't have as strong of a hold. So as I'm spraying it, I'm just not pressing. I'm spraying it and I'm combing it through, brushing it through, combing it through, brushing it through. And then I'm going in with the dryer, and as I'm drying, I'm pressing really firm. In the previous clip, you saw my client, her head was tilted so far to the left. Sometimes my clients do that because they think they're helping me out, but they're really hurting themselves. And I don't realize it until like halfway through. I feel really bad, but I don't usually have my clients tilt their head all the way, like on a 90-degree angle. I don't do that, but sometimes they do it to try to help me out. When I catch it, I try to have them hold their head straight. But yeah, I'm continuing the same method all the way around. I'm spraying, combing the product through. First, I use my tail comb to comb it through, and then I go in with the brush to kind of press and distribute the product from the front all the way to the back. I always put the product around the hairline or at the very beginning, and then I work my way backwards. So everything that comes to the top slowly trickles down to the bottom, especially as I'm brushing it. It kind of gets slightly dry before I even go in with the blow dryer, guys. Kind of dry before I dry it with the blow dryer. It kind of helps. It helps the process a little bit. I don't know, in my opinion. So I'm just doing around the back to the the top all the way to the back. And I'm working my way to the very back, to the very nape right now. She has a really small nape, so this part didn't take much time. Her hair texture is more fine, so it didn't take much time, basically. I didn't have to use a ton of product in her hair. Everything kind of just dispersed evenly with, one spray or one attempt. I didn't have to go back in over and over again to make sure it was super molded. So it was easy to mold. I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of rambling, but I really want you guys to get to like an idea of, what's going on in my mind as I'm styling my client's hair. If her hair was any thicker, I would have put it into sections, as you guys may have seen in my previous video. So now I'm taking out the fabric ponytail holder and I'm just going to comb some hairspray through. I use the Got2b hair free spray on this portion because it's easier to comb through. The other one is a lot more sticky. So I'm just combing the product through, taking out any bumps or lumps, and then replacing it, tying it with the scrunchie or the ponytail holder. So that was the first one, and that one is the fabric ponytail holder. I'm going to go over with the rubber bands to really tighten it and give it like a good grip. So I usually use like 3 rubber bands at a time. So right now I'm using 3 rubber bands. And these are some medium-sized rubber bands that I got from the beauty supply store. I did take a photo of this because someone did ask me which rubber bands am I using. I don't think it's important the type of rubber bands I'm using, to be honest with you. I can work with any rubber band that I have as long as it's not the really small circular ones, the tiny ones that people use for like beads and those rubber band hairstyles. As long as it's like a little bit bigger than that, I can pretty much work with it. It's not too important, but they're medium-sized rubber bands. Black ones. Doesn't really matter the color either. As long as you hide it with the hair, then the color doesn't matter. So I'm just doing her baby hairs. We're not going into too much detail, simply because everyone's baby hairs are different. For her particular hair, I did use a really strong edge control that I got from a vendor. Depending on my client's hair, I'll either use hairspray or an edge control. If their hair is relaxed, I'll go in with edge control because then they can retouch it up themselves. And I find that the hairspray has alcohol in it. It's really harsh on relaxed hair, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just starting my braided ponytail. I have my client hold the top part so I don't drag it out as I'm trying to attach it to her hair. And I'm using the same rubber band to attach it to the base of her hair. Guys, I love doing braided ponytails. It's kind of therapeutic for me. I just love achieving like the perfect braid, in my opinion, as perfect as possible, at least. So I'm just taking a strip of hair, braiding hair, to wrap around the base. I want the base to be, not too bulky. I don't like bulky bases, and I kind of want to give it like a nice projection. So it's coming out about, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 centimeters or an inch. I don't know. Does that measurement make sense? I definitely wrong. But I just like a good projection from the base to the start of the ponytail. It just gives it like a nice elevated look. I don't like when it's too close. I don't like when it's too chunky. I just want it to look nice and natural. So that's what we're doing. And I do seal it off with some hair glue to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere, guys. We don't want the base unraveling because the base is very important for keeping your ponytail together. Yes, guys. And as I mentioned, I'm using my favorite blow dryer. It is the Conair Silverbird blow dryer. I'll link everything that I use below. Even if it's something that I didn't use in this particular video, you'll still see it. They're usually just my favorite products. So now I'm starting her braid. I'm using the Shine and Jam to kind of like blend her hair into the braiding hair just to get everything nice and sleek. I divided everything into 3 equal parts like you do when you're doing a normal braid. So I divided her hair equally as well as the braiding hair because you want everything to be symmetrical, right? So her hair is a little bit blunt cut, especially because she got a trim. Like her hair was trimmed evenly, which is great. So I am making sure that her hair is tucked as I'm braiding the ponytail. I don't want her hair to be sticking out. If there are any pieces sticking out, then I'll just usually go back and tuck it in with some hairspray, a hairpin, or just combing it through and blending it with the rest of the braiding hair. Yes, guys, so as I'm braiding, I'm even pulling her hair to make sure it's stretched and to make sure it's tucked and everything is nice and taut. I'm doing like a little twisting motion because I'm twisting the braiding hair over her natural hair to make sure that when I'm braiding it, it is under as much as possible and not over on the outside, because we don't want too much of her hair exposed. She is natural, so if her hair gets wet by any chance, either by rain or shower or just humidity, that's gonna be the first part that's gonna frizz up. So we want to keep that as hidden as possible. Of course, there are parts of it that are going to be out because we just can't control that right now, but as little as possible is best. And I have my clients holding the hair. It's a lot faster for me, and I can control how much hair I'm taking out easier. So I have my clients hold the hair, and I'm doing the feed-in method. So I'm taking a little bit of hair at a time, especially because her hair at the top is pretty thick, I would say. Like as I'm starting the braid, it's giving a lot of body to the base of the ponytail. So I don't need to go in with a lot of braiding hair as I'm feeding, because her hair is already assisting me with that. So I'm just adding extra hair, but I'm using just a little bit, especially at the very beginning. And then as it gets to the mid to the bottom, then I'll go ahead and add bigger pieces, but not too much bigger, because whatever I had put at the top is already dropping to the bottom, so we don't have to go too crazy. But honestly, I'm just eyeballing it, and even if I do like a couple plaits and it's a lot thicker or too thick or too thin, I'll go back, take it out, and put in the right amount just to make sure that it looks proportionate and that everything is gradually everything is gradual and it doesn't look too lumpy, or that it's getting too skinny too quick, or it's getting too full, and then like we just don't want it to be too heavy, we don't want it to be too skinny, we just want the perfect braid. So I'm just continuing braiding, guys. This is my favorite thing to do, to be honest, the braided ponytail, if I haven't mentioned that already. Yeah, it's fun, it's really fun. I love to see a nice braid. So I'm just braiding it out. I usually ask my clients if they want to curl the end or just braid it to the tip. A lot of my clients prefer to have the ends curled. It's just a cute little personal touch to your braided ponytail. It's nice and fun, and it takes 2 seconds to do. So I just honestly just add a curling rod to the end of the ponytail, and you can use any size you want. The skinnier curling rod gives you like a nice tight curl. The bigger curling rod gives you like a bigger curl. So that's the difference. So I did have a kettle running on the floor. So basically, after I wrap everything with the curling rod, I give it a nice dip in some hot water. Not boiling, like it's boiled, but I let it cool before I dip it. So I use that to curl the ends and also to seal the braid, maybe about 1/4 up, because if I bring the hot water all the way to the top of the braid, it's definitely going to change the format, not even the format, the shape of the braid. So I don't go too high because I don't want to lose the thickness of the braid and the shape. That's one thing I learned the hard way, not to dip the braid too high. And if you want it to loosen up and it's looking too stiff, you can use your fingers and kind of fluff out the braid, and it makes it looser. So that's my cute curl that we have going on here. Most of my clients love it. Everyone loves it. They're cute. And look at my perfect braid, guys. So I'm so satisfied with the braid. I'm just taking off her wrap strip. Wrap strips help for your hair to lay down nice and flat in the meantime while like we're doing the other stuff. It helps with securing the baby hairs and just keeping everything nice and neat and setting everything into place. So I'm just touching up with some sheen. This is the Wig Shine spray that you can get from the beauty supply store. It usually comes in a dark blue bottle, but I did transfer it into the clear bottle. So my client is loving her braid, guys. Loving her classic mid-back braided ponytail. never fails. It's nice and effortless. It's cute, it's sleek. I did use edge control on her edges so she can pull them back if she wants to. This is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was educational. Leave any comments below if you have any tips, or just comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.